All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter, and if you're listening to this the day after, Strickland Podcast Network. I am Sam. I am joined by Tyrese and Schwinn. This is the post-game show of the Knicks versus Bulls game, brought to you by FanDuel. Shout out to FanDuel. I placed a bunch of bets today and did not win any of them, so that's how my Sunday went. I hope everyone else's Sunday was better than mine in that regard. But the Knicks win their second night of a back-to-back against the Chicago Bulls, 105-99. This game started off a little bit lethargic and had some very interesting moments throughout the game. Moments where it looked like the Knicks were really not really taking this game all too seriously. But they come away with the win on the backs of another strong Karl Anthony Towns performance. He's been really having a solid stretch of basketball lately. Led the way tonight with 28-11, had 3 steals, and hit 5 threes. I mean, I feel like the last game against the Rockets, and we'll talk about that game also later on, I feel like that was probably his best game of the season so far. And this is a really solid way to follow up that performance. And he spoke about it during the post-game show, or during the post-game interview with Bree, and he was like, how the team just fought through fatigue and all the hurdles and all that stuff. A much better post-game interview than he had last night, I'll say, with Shaq. But yeah, no, this was a really solid. It was a good win for the Knicks to get, despite their performance in this game. It left much to be desired, I will say, and we'll talk about rotation decisions and whatnot and what we saw from the Knicks since they've come back from the All-Star break. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll start with Tyrese. Tyrese, your thoughts on this game, and we'll branch off from there.
Get Jeremy Sohan the fuck off my team. I'm not doing this shit, bro. I just got rid of not having to watch Precious anymore, and I have to watch the fucking Polish terrorists come to my team, and people are like, "Oh, just give him a chance, bro." Okay, like I've had to watch this guy for 4 years. For 4 years, suck. And they're like, "Oh, well, he has point guard skills." They played him at point guard because they were trying to tank for Wemby. Like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? Like, I don't even want to talk about the great game. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to watch Jeremy Sohan play basketball anymore. Like, he stinks. He's not good. He makes Precious Achiuwa look like fucking LeBron James. And you know how much I fucking hate Precious Achiuwa. Okay, anyway. Not with that tangent being done. Good game for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns, great basketball. Landry Shamet, my Shayla. Landry Shamet's been fucking hooping like the last couple of games. He's been cooking.
It's mashallah, by the way. How you pronounce it?
Not wasn't saying that, but okay. But no, I mean, ultimately, it was a good game overall. Aside from Cat, I don't think anybody was much of a standout, but I thought it was just a really good game. Frustrating at times, but that's all you can ask for is just win the game off a back-to-back. You come in at 3 a.m. and just get the dub and go home.
Yeah, I thought Josh was really good tonight. I thought he gave them a good burst. OG had really good stretches defensively. Offensively, I don't really know what the hell he was doing most of the night. But that's fine. OG has games like that. And look, I'm with you. I don't know if I'd call it that's all. I wouldn't say that's all you could ask for or that, good win or anything like that. But it was a win you just had to get however you got it and move on with your life. Like you mentioned, they got in at 3 a.m. and whatever. They obviously played a game that was really, really intense on the stretch. They had to expend a lot of energy coming back from 18 down to get that win last night in the fourth quarter. So you can understand being flat. I also I think people don't account for this stuff, but it's easy to get up for a national TV game against the Rockets. It's hard the next night after this emotional, huge fucking comeback win. Fly out that night, don't get your hotel at 3 a.m. It's hard to recover that fast and then be locked in to play the fucking Bulls. And you look across the court and you're like, I don't know who any of these guys are. I'm not sure who they are. And it's hard to lock in. And you could definitely sense that, especially like they got up to such an easy, it was easy for them to get out to that start 9-3. It could have been like 15-3, 16-3 easily. And when it's that easy early and you don't capitalize, sometimes you kind of get punished for it because you lose your concentration. And that's absolutely what happened. You could see it like from that 9-3 start until, I don't know, midway, probably even more than that, maybe like 4 minutes left in the second quarter. They weren't really locked in defensively. The Bulls were getting access to the paint whenever they wanted. The Knicks really improved that in the second half, by the way. All that being said, like, I don't have an issue with most of this stuff. You know, we can talk about individual players not playing well or did play well, and that's fine. We will do that. My only kind of issue with this game, and it's one that I had last night too, is and this I actually agree with Tyrese. Like, the buyout market is the buyout market for a reason. You don't get impact players there. Like, that's just not what the buyout market is for. You can count on one hand and still have fingers left over how many impact buyout signings have occurred in like the last decade. Okay, that's how useless the buyout market is. So when people get pissed about like, Sohan sucks, we should have signed this guy instead or waited for this position, like, I don't really give a shit about any of that. But if you were going to sign Sohan, and my take on this is I think that this is a guy that Mike Brown is enamored with in some way. And I can totally I can see the connections, right? Because Mike Brown is a Pop disciple. From all the reporting, it seems like Pop was a fan of Sohan and Mitch Johnson definitely was not. So I can imagine Mike Brown getting like, you know, asking Greg Popovich about him and Popovich being like, oh yeah, like he's a good worker and like, you know, getting all the nice reports about him. Fine. So you want to sign this guy and, you know, because Mike Brown has some vision for him to like, whatever, right? Fine. I don't really care about that. You want to cut Diawara's minutes for the time being to kind of get Sohan acclimated. That's annoying to me, but that doesn't really piss me off as long as it's not a permanent state of affairs, assuming Jeremy Sohan continues to play like total dog shit. What does actually fucking piss me off, though, is you understand what Jeremy Sohan is as a player. He cannot shoot the ball, okay? Period. Like, he is, like people bitch about Hart not spacing the floor. Like, teams don't even give a shit where Jeremy Sohan is if he's around the three-point line. They're just like, yo, fuck that guy. We don't need to worry about this fucking idiot at all. Because even if he does shoot that whack-ass jumper, it takes him fucking, like, 15 seconds to load the catapult up here, you know, string back the trebuchet and let go and fucking actually like release the shot. On top of the fact that it's horribly inaccurate. What pisses me off though is, okay, like for example, yesterday's game, right, against Houston, he comes in at the same time with Diawara in that game, and it's like, and it was also Shamet in both halves. And it's like
he did it in the Detroit game too.
Yeah, right. And so you're subbing out all three of your starting wings, and now you're bringing all these guys in at the same time in both halves. Like, who is that supposed to help? That doesn't help Brunson, doesn't help Cat, doesn't help Sohan, it doesn't help Diawara, doesn't help Shamet. It doesn't help anybody. It does not help anybody. So you're not, like, immediately right off the bat, you are not creating conditions where there's really, to me, a high possibility of success. Now, go to today's game. Sohan comes in. He comes in at the same time, I believe, as Huck Porty. In what fucking world do you think you're going to run a good offense like that? Like, you know what offense I'd rather... You know what I would rather have than Sohan and Huck Porty together? Is please take me back to the 2022-23 season when we had fucking Jericho Sims running out there with Hartenstein. Like, bring me back to that. I'd rather have that than this shit. Because it's like, at least with those guys, you were like, well, we'll probably be the greatest offensive rebounding team of all time. At least you had that. With Sohan and Huck Porty, like, and again, like, I don't...
Huck Porty has no hands.
Right. Huck Porty, he doesn't have hands, but like, he's also a developing player who's struggling, right? He's not been great. We all know that. So how does it help any of them? How does it help him? How does it help Sohan? It doesn't. So you're not even, and let's be real, right? Is there a single circumstance other than like the fucking team bus crashes on the way to the stadium and half the team gets injured where you imagine that Sohan and Huck Porty are going to be playing together minutes in a playoff situation. Like, I can imagine a situation where Hukporti is playing with other starters or rotation guys. I can imagine a scenario where Sohan is playing with other starters or rotation guys. I would rather fucking put a fucking pistol in my mouth and pull the trigger than live in a world where both those guys come in for a fucking playoff game. Like, just forfeit the game at that point because you're not winning it. You're done. Like, you're playing a playoff team again with those two fucking clowns out there. Like, you're done. That's not happening. So I don't understand that because to me, it doesn't help either of them. So you're not giving either of those guys a chance for success, and you're not giving the team a chance for success. Like yesterday in the Houston game, the third quarter was awful, right? We all watched it. And I'm not saying Jalen Brunson played some fucking perfect third quarter or something, but go back and watch the third quarter. He's getting fucking trapped on these screens constantly. They're sending two right at him. They're forcing the ball out of his hands. There's one play. He dimes up Shamit on the short roll. Perfect play. You cannot ask for more. You've got a 4-on-3 situation. It is good. He dimes up right to the corner, wide open three, and then you look who it is. Oh, it's Jeremy Sohan. Great. Like, how is that supposed to help anybody? And so, like, you had this whole quarter go by where you're out of funk, you have no rhythm offensively, and it just doesn't help anybody. And that's my singular issue with the Sohan thing. And that's, to me, it's separate than, do I believe in Jeremy Sohan as a player? No, I don't. I don't believe him as a player. I don't think that you hit the buyout market if you have value around the league. And at that point, to me, you're just a veterans minimum guy who is probably looking at scratching and clawing to stay in the league. That's what he's looking towards this summer. And it's fine. You want to take a shot on that? I don't mind it, right? Because I'm cool with them continuing to just take shots and development chances on wings. Like, that's what we need. We need more wings. We need more big wings. That's fine. You want to get them in all shapes and sizes and different skill sets, and wonderful. You have to actually put the guy in a position that makes any sense. Like, my thought when they signed Sohan was, look, I don't believe in him, but, I think that you could see him in lineups for OGs at the 5 or playing with Karl Anthony Towns, and he can kind of play that Josh Hart screen for the ball handler, play up the short roll kind of role. Like, put him in that situation, use him in dribble handoffs or something. Like, maybe that is something for him to do and he can succeed. But putting him in these positions where, like, you're watching and you're like, okay, so he's just standing in the corner. He's floating around on the perimeter, acting as a spot up shooter. That's not helping anybody. That's not helping him. It is not helping the Knicks. It's certainly not helping Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony fucking Towns, I'll tell you that. So that's it. Like, that's my singular and my issue. And if that's really what you want from that guy, right? If that's really what you want from that position, guess what? I have a guy for you. Mohamed Diawara, just play him. Like if that's all you wanted from that role, then just play that guy. Now, if they're doing some 15D chess thing where they're trying to bury Diawara so that nobody bids on him this summer, okay, fine, I guess, cool. Then it becomes even more important that you use Sohan in lineups where there's at least a chance for something positive to happen. There is no chance for something positive to happen if you sub him in along with your two backup wings and take out all your starting wings. There's no chance for success. There's no fucking chance for success when you sub him in with Ariel Hukporti and you're like, Jalen Brunson, go make it happen. And also, I never need to see Jeremy Sohan get subbed in for defense-only possessions. He's not some defensive stopper. They put him in pick and roll 3 times in the second quarter today, and the guy looked like fucking. They look like what people imagine Karl Anthony Towns is.
I mean, just look at the Pistons game to really see his amazing defensive impact.
And just the last thing on this is he basically has not played this year, right? He's just not played.
No,
so
except for garbage time in first games.
So you're putting him I get it. He is not up to game speed, so you're gonna have he's still kind of because whatever I say about him, he's at least an athlete. The guy is athletic, and he hasn't even looked athletic right now because he's playing it he's catching up, right? He doesn't have the fucking legs under him, and I to put him in. This is the second game in a row because I thought in that Houston game, the Sohan minutes, whatever, I thought that hurt them. I didn't like him coming in that first half I thought they had a chance to fucking put the Rockets out of their misery, or at least get a bigger lead earlier in that game. And they kind of punted on that when he came in, I thought, and it helped kind of Houston get a footing in the game, just kind of level out. And then they were obviously able to make a run after that. And he didn't really go back to him in the second half, thank God. And then tonight, in the third quarter, you've worked so hard, right? Like, you didn't have it in the first half. Finally, you come on the third quarter, you fucking, it's belt to ass time, as Tyrese would say. And you're up 13. It feels like the Bulls are ready to quit, and Billy Donovan is ready to go home and just look at his bank account and be like, thank God for the Bulls front office. And instead, Sohan comes in, and immediately, like, you could see it, you could feel it immediately. Everything is bad. Defense bad. Transition defense is bad. Half-court defense is bad. Half-court offense is bad. There is no transition offense because you can't get a fucking stop. He was just bad. Like, he's just really, really terrible, I thought. And, I can understand the defensive miscues to an extent because, he's new. He's working himself back. I understand all that. There's just got to be a better way. If you're that interested in kind of like making this guy some key part of your rotation, there's got to be a better way to do it than what Mike Brown has been doing for these 3 games. And that is my actual and only criticism of it. And yeah, like, it was really, really frustrating tonight. And, thank God the Bulls don't really want to win games and whatever, but that could have cost them. And it will, if Mike Brown continues doing this shit, it will cost them. Just like it cost them at a certain point when he kept fucking rolling Jordan Clarkson's corpse out there, and you were like, oh, here we go. Jordan Clarkson's in the game. Time to fucking give up a fucking 16-4 run here. Like,
speaking of which, I do think that this will probably be some sort of a phase with Mike Brown. I think when he said he wants to give him a look, I think he'll give him like a 5 or 6 game stretch. Hopefully it's shorter than that at this point. And we'll like probably put him back on the bench like he's done with a lot of the other players on this team, like Jordan Clarkson. He eventually put him on the shelf. Tyler Kolek went on the shelf for a little bit. Granted, those were probably due to either injury or whatever it may be at the time. But I am hoping that what Mike Brown said he actually meant in terms of just giving Sohan a look, because if you are going to remove him if you're going to put him in place of Diawara in the rotation, like, that's really concerning, just for the fact that, like, you're adding one more non-spacer to this rotation when Diawara was becoming a pretty reputable spacer. He was doing a whole bunch of other things too. I mean, he's been showing leaps in creation and all other sorts of things. Like his drives to the basket were getting better and such. So it's like you're really hoping that he's just giving Sohan a look and not really being like, all right, I'm trying to make this guy a mainstay in the rotation. Because I think what we should take away from the Houston game, at least, is especially in that fourth quarter, the Knicks, they made their run. No non-spacers touched the floor, really. Like, there was no Mitch, no Sohan, no... Who else did not play in that fourth quarter?
Hart didn't
really play in the fourth quarter. Like, it was strictly...
Hart, I think, only came in to inbound the ball. I'm pretty sure that's all he did in the fourth quarter.
So, like, for most of that fourth quarter, we saw a lineup that consisted of 5 Knicks spacing the floor, and it opened up the offense so much for them. And they were able to still hold it down against a pretty physical, bigger team, similar to the way Detroit is in that way. So, you're just hoping that the Knicks, they took what they learned from that fourth quarter and they apply it. And it feels like if you're just trying to implement Sohan into there, it kind of like detracts from that whole ethos of what made that fourth quarter comeback so special and what it can look like against other teams in the playoffs and going forward. Tyrese?
I mean, y'all are making fantastic points. I just don't want to watch that nigga play basketball anymore. I'm sorry.
Didn't you used to watch him for the Spurs?
Exactly. That's why I don't want to watch him play basketball anymore. I thought it was free. I really thought it was free.
Mike Brown said, no, you're not.
I'm trying to think of like the worst Knicks I've watched in like this good 4 or 5 year run, and like he
Well,
ranks.
it's only been a
towards-
couple games.
He ranks towards the bottom already.
You mean
That's
the
how
top?
bad. That's how bad it is. Like
You mean the top of the worst Knicks?
yeah, the
Or
top of the
bottom
worst. Thing, like immediately. First of all, he's doing this at Allen Houston's number. Like Allen Houston number needs to stop treating his fucking number like ocean spray. Like you are not cranberry juice. You can't just be out here pollinate with everybody. Like I'm sorry.
I know that Houston's number isn't retired. Some fucking bum like Jeremy Sohan who's done absolutely nothing should never be wearing that number. Give me a fucking break, dude.
Yeah,
right?
they've given his number to him, Kevin Knox. Who else they gave his number to?
Jericho Sims.
I'd rather fucking Tyson Chandler had worn that number than Jeremy Sohan. That's how fucking like. Give me a break, man. We're just giving out Allen Houston's number to fucking guys that
Off the
will
buyout
not be in the
market?
rotation. Yeah, buyout market guys. Fucking blow me.
It's ridiculous.
Dylan Windler. Like what are you doing,
Oh,
bro?
no.
Allen Houston, you gotta stand up for yourself, dog.
Justinian Jessup. Good boy.
Like fucking hell, man.
All right, let's talk about the Houston game because that was the more entertaining game out of the last 3 games that we watched since the All-Star break.
You didn't find the Pistons game entertaining?
We are not talking about that shit. I'm sorry.
That game was so bad. It had people questioning whether they like the Knicks or not.
Yeah. No, that game. It's we live in 2026. That was what fucking like. That might have been 2 years ago at this point. That game. It's so
It feels
far-
like it at this point.
Yeah, it's too far back.
But no, I mean the Houston game was really intriguing for me because it was very encouraging to continue to see the backcourt of Jose and Jalen Brunson close games so far in this little short tenure that they've had. It's really encouraging because, like I mentioned earlier, Houston's one of those bigger physical. They have a lot of wings on their team, and to close the game yesterday, they basically closed with like either 4 or 5 wings on the court at the same time. They had like Amen Thompson, KD, Jabari, Tari, Finney Smith. At one point, all 5 of those guys were on the court. Then they subbed out one of them for Sengun. So it's like it's a pretty big team, and for them to be able to still be formidable on the court with a smaller backcourt of Jose and Brunson, it was really encouraging to see. And like I said before, in terms of like all the shooters out there on the court, whether it was Shamit, McCall, Cat, OG, like just having those lineups out there against a big physical team and for it to work. Granted, it's good that the Houston Rockets are one of the worst. Like I feel like they're one of the more bad crunch time teams, especially in the fourth quarter,
yeah.
because Kevin Durant is a turnover machine in the fourth quarters, especially. So that might be why that lineup was able to really do its damage in that fourth quarter. But I mean, I would like to see a semblance of what happened in that fourth quarter against the Rockets happen against other playoff teams. I know we'll be playing against OKC rather soon, and some other contenders out here. So I'm just intrigued to see how those games go following that Rockets game.
Tyrese, you have any thoughts?
I hate Jeremy Sohan. No, but honestly, I thought it's gonna come back to Sohan. No, I thought the two guard lineup was really positive for the Knicks in crunch time. I think Kevin Durant can't fucking handle the ball in the clutch, which is fantastic as a hater. All of the hater agendas prosper. Every tongue shall fall. Ultimately, I thought the Rockets game for me was very interesting because the team that somehow is being labeled as not being persistent or fighting through adversity somehow fought through adversity again.
Once again.
Like it's almost like it's been like a common thing for like the last like year and a half now, but whatever. Narratives and homophobia.
It's because people act like the 2023 like that the entire 2023-24 season we were all just like, oh my God, this team is perfect. We love everything. Oh yes, this is great. Like that's not
everyone thinks that everyone at least thinks in their head that the whole season was like the January Knicks that year.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like this whole fucking thing of like just every time the Knicks lose a game, it's because they're not tough. They don't have an identity, and fucking Tom Thibodeau is not our coach anymore or something like that. Like,
And they're
like,
soft and all that.
yeah, like that's literally all the conversation is. And I'm like watching the Pistons game and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's actually some basketball stuff happening here you could probably talk about. Like schematically, they just were really vanilla and whatever. You can go on and on. Like we just talked about it to start this post game. Like, what were some of the reasons why they went behind in that third quarter? And like, it's because like I don't think you need to have 5-out spacing all the time, but like your lineups need to make sense, and they were running out lineups that didn't make much sense in that quarter, and really didn't give Brunson a chance. Like, talk about that. Talk about that, because I didn't watch that game at any point yesterday and come away from it being like, the Knicks are soft. They lost their identity. Like, I watched it, I'm like, man, it'd be nice.
They're playing some
like,
real stupid lineups right now.
Yeah, I was like, it'd be nice if we could like get some spacing and like, yeah, actually, Houston's like a really good rebounding team. You kind of got to live with that stuff sometimes.
Can we make life
like,
easy for Jalen Brunson right now, guys, please?
Yeah, it's like there's just like shit to talk about. I just don't think I don't understand how this, like, if you want to tell me, Mikal Bridges.
Well, this is what happens when reporters get their talking points from Twitter.
It's like if you want to tell me Mikal Bridges can be bullied and is physically overpowered and stuff like that, I agree with that. Like I 100%. Obviously, you'd be a moron to not agree with that. It's obvious. But like, do I think he's soft? Like I don't know. I find it really hard to call somebody soft who literally never misses games and routinely leads the league in minutes. Like it's like a weird. And then like then the rest of the team, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how Jalen Brunson's soft. I don't know how Hart is soft. I really don't understand how anybody thinks Carl. I can understand if you don't watch the Knicks, or you're not
memes of Cat. You're like, oh yeah, Cat's soft.
Yeah, or you're not a Timberwolves fan, that you would think Cat is soft. Like I can understand that. I truly can't understand Knicks fans that are like that believe Cat is soft and just like say it as if it is incontrovertible fact. I actually kind of find it disturbing and feel like there's more going on there than just basketball analysis.
Oh yeah, there totally is. Like it's complete and blatant homophobia. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just leave it there. But yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know how you think OG Anunoby's soft. I don't know how you think like Alvarado's soft now. Like I don't know, Shamit, is he soft? Like the guy's dislocated his shoulder 2 years in a row and worked his ass off to come back and play for the team on a veteran's minimum. Like I don't know how you define these guys as soft. Like if you want to talk about actual basketball, like discrete skills that you have in basketball, like, hey, this guy sucks at boxing out. Like this guy is weak at holding his position in the post. They're like, this guy's a bad screener. This, like, that's fine. We can talk about that. But this is not a team that, like, I'm not worried about going to the playoffs, for example, and coming away from it being like, man, the lights were too bright for our starting front court, like the fucking Cavs or something. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about like an entire series of giving up, like, making Mitchell Robinson look like Shaq or something. Like I wouldn't expect this team to have a situation like that heaped upon it, which was truly emasculating stuff. Like I don't think this team is soft, and they have the bona fides to show that. Like, how is a team soft that has 3 20-point comebacks in the playoffs last year, all on the road? All on the road, by the way. How is a team soft that, like you mentioned, came back from 18-9 against Houston, came back, what are they down against Cleveland in Christmas Day? 17 points in the fourth quarter. Like, whatever. You can, this is not a soft team. Like, how is a team, do you really think a team made up largely of guys drafted outside of the lottery that had to, like, truly, like, earn their keep in the league is made up of a bunch of fucking soft, like, they're soft? Like, that's really your takeaway and your analysis of this team? Or are you just lazy and bored and are just trying to, like, say shit that'll catch some fucking wind on social media or something? I don't know. Like, I find that fucking stupid. And I don't care who says it. Like, I'm not calling anybody out. Like, because I've seen this shit across the board for a year and a half, like you said. Like, this has been constant. Every fucking time the Knicks lose a game.
It's
like,
been Knicks fans, it's been reporters, it's been everybody.
I remember the Knicks started this year 2-3. They lost that game to Chicago on what was a Halloween. And, like, I didn't fucking watch that game on Halloween. I was fucking hammered at a party. And, like, I'm like, I watched the next day, but, like, I checked my Twitter mentions over the next day, and it's just a bunch of people like, this team is soft, I told you. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like the team is soft because they had a bad loss 5 games in the fucking season? Like, give me a break, man. Like, why are we acting like this team hasn't like they dropped bad games with all these teams that we're now pretending that we all love. Like the fucking funniest shit to me, the singular funniest shit to me. Okay, I'll tell you what the funniest thing to me is. The people who now are like, this never happened when Julius was here. I'm like, you fucking hated Julius when he was here.
It's like everyone had the Men in Black mind wipe pen from the 2021-22 season and completely forgot that whole entire year.
The only person that could actually say that to me would be like Tyrese, because he actually like loved Julius while he was here, which we discovered was all an act because he had a nice contract. That's what we discovered.
Yeah, really. That really was it.
but like, and this is not even about, this has nothing to do with shitting on Julius or whatever. But my point is, like, I just feel like we, like, now.
Everyone has short-term memories.
Like, we're going back in history and, like,
rewriting it.
You know, I mean, this is what it's nostalgia, right? Oh, I loved that 2022-23 team. Oh, I loved that 23-24 team. And I love those teams. I have a lot of appreciation for those teams. Like, without those teams, we would not be where we are. So
they were the necessary steps to get where we are right now.
You have to have appreciation for them. And I will continue to say, I truly believe that 23-24 team had been healthy, they had a legitimate chance of winning a championship that year. I truly believe that. Obviously, that didn't happen. So whatever. But the point is, like, those teams had terrible losses, man. A lot of them. Like, that 2022-23 team, they were 10-13. The 13th loss of the season was that fucking bullshit game at the Garden when Cameron just dribbled the ball off his fucking dick and against the Mavericks, and we lost by like 30 points. And Tim Hardaway Jr. had like 8 threes and was talking mad shit after the game. And like that happened that year. They lost to the fucking Hornets that year. That year
had some really bad losses. Like, people really forget. Like, that year had some awful losses.
And that's not even
like, people were really calling for Tibbs to be like fired like immediately.
And I bring that up not to like it's not even about pointing out, but it's like every team in the history of basketball basically has at least one loss, and usually multiple, a season that you're like, how the fuck did that happen, man? Like, are you like that? Like, they lost to who? Like, that happens all the time. You want to know how I know that? Because I watched 17-win dog shit Knicks teams that would like win against a playoff team, and you're like, what? Like, we beat who today? I watched Mario Hezonja block LeBron James. That's a real thing I saw happen. So like I'm sorry, the whole conversation around this team every time they lose a game. Also, like, they won.
It's highly irrational.
They won 8 in a row. Then they lost to They got smoked by the Pistons, and then they won the next game. I don't even remember against who. Then they lost to the Pacers, and then they smoked Philly, right? Leading into the All-Star break. So they had a 10-2 stretch. They lose to the Pistons. I understand it was a bad loss, and the way it happened.
Team has your number, all that.
Yeah, and I get it. Yeah, I understand all that, and like, if you want to be mad about that, that's fine. But they go 10-3. To take that and be like, this team's not consistent. They just embarrassing. They always
blow it up.
Yeah, they drop games and they don't. And it's like, so now we've won. So then they were 10-3. Now we won 2. So we're 12-3 in our last 15 games. That's the Knicks are 12-3 in our last 15 games. And I feel like if you asked, if you just did a poll on like Knicks Twitter of like, how are you feeling? What do you like? How consistent have the Knicks been in the last like 4 weeks?
Awful. I hate them.
Yeah, they've been consistently terrible. That's what they've been. Like, it'd be like either inconsistent or consistently terrible. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I get that, like, it doesn't always look great.
You know what it is? A lot of fans just want this team to go on like a 20-game win streak and just like for everything to be like fine and dandy. And like, sure, I want that too, but I also want to be realistic. And like, that's just not going to happen. The NBA is it's a fluctuating ass league. Like, that's the way it is, especially
they
now.
also want like
so much more volatile.
They want Tom Thibodeau to come down from the heavens and say that, and say like, they want like Leon Rose to personally talk to like Craig Carton and say
they actually do,
and like actually say like, you know what, we messed up hiring Mike Brown. We're gonna give Tom Thibodeau his job back. And then like they just want to win all their fucking pookies. It's so weird because I'm like, you didn't even like Julius when he was here, and then Julius left, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, we suddenly love dark skinned men in positions of power. Yeah, yeah. And then they're like, oh, Dante DiVincenzo, he's like light bright. Like, no.
By the way, you know how great the Timberwolves were tonight? They got fucking mollywopped
by the
by the
76ers,
Sixers.
who don't have Joel Embiid or Paul George.
Yeah, look, I understand that, like, if we had Randall and DiVincenzo, none of this would ever happen. But I don't know. Apparently, it happened to them. This is just not. These are not real conversations.
It's the NBA.
Also, Shamet is like significantly giving you DiVincenzo's production anyway. So like, I don't understand what people are.
Bro, when we have Deuce and Shamet together is like why
DiVincenzo on steroids.
Yeah, why would I miss DiVincenzo? Like, and that's not a knock on DiVincenzo. It's just like
people have a lot of nostalgia for the 23-24 team, and they also have a lot of nostalgia for that 76ers series. People have nostalgia for the shot. I get it. I love the shot. I love DiVincenzo.
But then it's also like DiVincenzo sucked in that series.
Yeah, he was not good. He was much better in the Pacers series.
He was terrible in the Sixers series too. Fucking they had to bench him in a couple of games for Deuce.
Yeah.
He had one good game, which happened to be Game 6. Thank you, DiVincenzo. And obviously at the biggest shot of the series, but like, it's like this is how nostalgic. This is when Tyrese is like it's like, oh, Schwinn, you're a boomer. You just love the 90s because you're nostalgic. Like, that's what Knicks fans are with these fucking teams. They're acting like these teams were perfect and we loved every minute of it. And I'm like, bro, I remember during the 2023-24 season, there was an entire 2-week period where every Knicks fan was crashing out because we didn't know what the hell was going on with OG's elbow. That was like a real fucking thing that happened. Every day it was like, oh, is he making it up? Are they
gonna amputate it? Oh my goodness!
Yeah. I hope that he's taking his
season-ending
because
surgery.
His teammates are up there dying for him, and he's not interested in coming back because he's in a contract here. Which
I remember that narrative. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That fucking makes sense, because he's not Jeremy Lin here. But yeah, whatever. Look, the conversation was stupid, and this team is. Look, they've won a lot of good games. I'm sorry, the NBA Cup doesn't count in the official records. We saw them beat the Spurs, who are obviously a very good team, in a high stakes competition that both teams were playing extremely hard at. We saw that. That's a fucking thing that happened. We saw them beat Cleveland. We've seen them beat the Celtics twice. We've seen them they've basically beaten every good team they've played already at least once, other than Detroit. That's it. That's the only good team they have played that they have not beaten. They have beaten every other good team that they have played at least once. So the idea that this team is not good is bullshit. And if you think that, you're a fucking idiot, and you can suck my dick from the back.
All right, let's get to some comments. We have Jared R. He says, glad to see Schwinny was worried. We will need to do a wellness check after the KD choke job masterpiece.
Well, let me tell you something, Jared R. 1652. As great as the Super Bowl was for me, right? Obviously, did not want to see the Patriots win the game, and was not excited about any possibility of hearing about how Drake May is the fucking second coming of Tom Brady. And shout out to Drake May for dropping what was one of the worst games I've ever seen in the Super Bowl. And shout out to Mike Vrabel for basically just punting on the game from the time it started. I enjoyed that thoroughly. It was a great night for me. I made a lot of money because I bet very heavily on the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you, Sam Darnold.
And Kenneth Walker.
And it was an important game for me. But what was more important to me than anything was my New York Knicks making sure that they took care of business against Get Off My Dickerson. And they did. They handled that. And they did it in what ultimately was the most satisfying way possible. They grabbed victory from the jaws of defeat. They kind of remember that commercial? It's like, you got to be quicker. You got to be quicker. That was what they did to KD. And it was great. You watched Brunson be a better closer than KD. We watched KD be an old fucking man who can't get by OG Anunoby and struggle to score against him from the field. We watched KD do one of his classic dribble the ball off his dick late in the game for a turnover. You watched KD get a nice stat padding 3 at the end when the game was pretty much done. It was all around extremely satisfying. We watched Karl-Anthony Towns be better than KD after having to endure an entire summer of people acting like it was some fucking crime against humanity
that
if anybody wouldn't trade Yeah, if you wouldn't trade Karl Anthony Towns for KD. By the way, I can't tell you how fucked this team would be right now if we did trade Karl Anthony Towns for KD.
The locker room shit that we would have to deal with.
Locker room shit. We would not have 48 minutes of center play. We would not have it. It would not exist. It would not fucking exist on this team.
Dog. Thank goodness we did that trade.
So, Jared R., thank you for worrying about me, but no wellness check is needed. I'm in great health. And maybe, arguably, some are saying, never been in better health after last night's game.
Shout out to our super chat here from Subcommandante Marcos. Cat equals best big man in the league? Question mark.
Tyrese, I feel like this is a you question.
In my heart. In my heart, yeah.
In my heart.
I mean, Jokic is kind of cooked. Jokic is kind of cooked right now. Wemby he's not ready for the title yet. Embiid is fried. Cat has an argument. A very, very
Zach together.
But an argument.
Apparently Al Horford might have an argument after today.
He's got his new drop of roids.
Yes, like LeBron shared his dose with them.
Speaking of Cat, in the fourth quarter today, he was 4 for 7 and hit some big threes late in the fourth to really give the Knicks some separation.
Can we just say not only was Cat great, he was great in this game. And look, obviously the competition's what it was. It was the
Nick Richards,
Chicago Bulls.
LA,
but
Jalen Smith.
Yeah, the Jalen Smith just rage quit in this game. I don't know what he was on today. But the greatest thing that hopefully, that we can take out of this game and at the end of last night's game is that it seems like Mike Brown, Jalen Brunson, and Karl Anthony Towns have discovered that actually running pick and rolls with them at the end of games is a good thing.
Hey,
and, maybe they will carry that forward.
Hey, when they trap him, when he's screening, leaves Cat wide open. Who would have thought? Holy shit.
And even then today on the final play at 100-97, it was not Karl Anthony Towns the screener. It was Josh Hart, who did make a very nice play. He got it back to Brunson, and then Brunson passed to Mikal Bridges. I don't remember the exact set, but I just remember it was not Karl Anthony Towns the screener. And let me tell you something. I don't know if I've ever had less faith in a shot going in that Mikal Bridges 3. So thank you, Mikal Bridges.
Yo, I held my breath.
Like that shit went in, and I was like, "Wow." I did not expect it whatsoever.
Dude, every three he took was just like hitting like straight back of the iron.
It looked good off the hand, but like he's taking
the dumbest threes ever. Like he took the first three he took in the game. I was like, you're not even open. Like
he's taking like movement threes, like he's like Klay Thompson in his prime. Like, dude, relax. Get in some rhythm first.
He took a fading mid-range jumper yesterday, early in the game, that I was just like, yo.
There was one yesterday where he hit straight glass.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, there's no way that's like. I was like for me, like honestly, if I'm the coach, that's like an automatic, like, I've got to take you out of the game right now and get mad at you. Like, I'm not benching you because you're Mr. 5 first round picks, but like, I got to talk to you for a second because that was fucking crazy.
Dog, hitting straight glass on a moving mid range is crazy.
In transition. Like, what the fuck? Why was that your shot? Just pull it out and fucking reset.
Or drive to the basket and get some free throws. This guy is so afraid of that, yo.
I don't know if you saw this in the fourth quarter yesterday. There was that possession. I'm sure you guys remember it, where Shepard got switched onto Bridges and Alvarado threw him the ball. It was like, I don't know, like 18 feet out on the baseline. And Bridges kind of like tried to drive, but then he threw it back to Alvarado. And I think I forgot, somebody on Houston poked it out. So it was a sideline out of bounds. If you watch back the broadcast, you'll hear Alvarado like start yelling at Mikal, like basically like, yo, fucking take this guy. Like, you got a fucking foot on this dude. Like, fucking go at him. I mean, I don't know the specifics of what he said, but he was not happy with Mikal Bridges. And he's right now, Mikal is in one of those real fucking like
funks.
Yeah, I'm hanging out right now. He's hanging out right now. Hopefully he'll stop hanging out soon. I actually did this like, cause I was like, man, he's been ass for a while. I checked his numbers since
he's been ass for a while.
But I checked his. This is the craziest thing though. I checked his numbers from after the Cup final. So starting right after the Cup final to now. Coming into this does not include tonight's games. He's basically averaging like 15.5 points. He's shooting 37% from three. He's shooting like 50 something from the field. He's got a 57 effective field goal percentage. It's like one block. It's like one block, half a steal, something like that. And I'm like, that doesn't feel
like it.
accurate at all.
Doesn't feel
feels
like
wrong. It. Feels a lie. Feels like a lie.
These numbers are lying to me.
Like that's
eyes
like
are telling me the
Mikal.
truth.
Like he's just boring and like below.
He
the
really
rim.
is.
So like people
That's-
just like
He's
hate
the
him.
most bleh player ever.
He's extremely boring, but there is truly this is why he's boring, because it's like this is I'm about to say it. Let me get my glasses on here. There's value in the fact that he plays a lot of minutes and maybe plays every game. Like that's his like value. Like he's like always there. There's like
the value
he's
is not
he's the
5 first
Steve
round picks
Urkel of the
worth, though.
NBA. He's just like
so OG Stefan.
yes.
Honestly,
No, OG's Urkel. Like, yeah, like just that's what Mikal Bridges is. You're just like, okay, you're just gonna be a 35-minute per game wing who like is good, above average, but not like an all-star caliber player, and you just have to like live with the result. And for whatever reason, people do not find value in this kind of player.
well, it's because of what we had to give up to get this type of player.
And it's like you gave a Bojan Bogdanovic 2 picks that have already conveyed, and like 3 more picks you don't give a fuck about. Like if they really want to get Giannis this offseason, they could fucking get Giannis. Like it's not gonna stop them. Which what people don't understand.
It's also really that like his bad plays, him and Cat, like this is why they catch shit.
Their bad plays are so loud.
Their bad plays are so bad. They're so bad, and you're just like, dude,
Holy
come on,
shit.
man. Like, dude,
like that Mikal brick yesterday where it's straight glass. It's like, whoa.
Hey, you gotta forgive Mikal, like his fucking feet. Like he's
first of all, his feet are disgusting, which Tyrese unfortunately brought to my attention. Second is him and Kat have the most like their feet are fucking like they've got clown shoes on. Those guys, both of them. It's ridiculous.
Really they have large feet. Oh my god!
At least with Kat, it makes sense. With Mikal, you're like, really interesting.
All right, Sean, relax. Speaking of Cat, once again, over his last 5 games, he's actually been pretty good. I think his 5th straight 20-point game, been averaging 23.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, 3 assists a game, 56% from or 57% from the field, 48% from 3, and 90% from or 91% from the free throw line. Are we seeing the Cat that we saw last year starting to come into shape now? Is that what we're seeing?
We're seeing Cat on GLP-1. It's great. Really, really big fan.
He also got defensive player of the game tonight, by the way.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that works. Sure.
Mike Brown must have fucking given it to him through gritted teeth and was just like, fucking, here you go, Carl.
Here
you go, Carl.
Here's your Tim's, Carl. I guess.
I can't give him 40.
I have to give it to someone.
I thought it would be like hard or something. I thought it would be hard. I'm not gonna lie.
It'd have been so funny if he gave defensive player of the game to like Sohan or something.
Oh my god. You'd actually have the fan base in an uproar. They'd actually be calling to fire him tonight.
So but the Carl Towns thing to me is like, look, yeah, hopefully this is him like getting back to what he's doing. I think he's playing smarter. He's not driving as much. You're still gonna get a couple of drives a game where you're just like, I guess, man.
It also feels like they're making more of a concerted effort to look for him too, though.
Yeah, they're getting back to using him. And like, look, credit to Brunson. I think it's actually getting him out of his rhythm a little bit. He's clearly made it a point at least these last 2 games to like get Cat the ball early and like get him going and play off the ball. But like, yeah, they're getting the ball early. He's getting at the top of the key. They're running offense through him. I think he's making smarter decisions in those spots. I thought they did a really good job in the Houston game, probably the best they've done all year of getting him the ball in good post position. And he was taking good shots on those post ups. He was not doing a lot of dumb, wild things. He was patient. He got to good spots. He's got good touch. So he's just taking, those little floaters, little hooks or whatever. So that was really good to see. I thought he was good in the Detroit game, man. And I really didn't understand after that game when he was catching a bunch of shits. I was like, I don't know, dude. Our 3 wings scored fucking they combined for less than 25 points. That seems bad. OG didn't make a 3. That seems bad. On 8 attempts. There are bigger issues here than Karl-Anthony Towns not getting enough shots in that game. It's that the guys that did get shots didn't make them. And yeah, we know that the shooting numbers haven't been where you're accustomed to them being for Karl-Anthony Towns before the All-Star break. But hopefully this is him getting back on track and kind of, he's still, to me, I still don't think that I'm pretty confident he's playing through an injury and is just not going to be as spry as he was at times last year. But if he's recalibrating his game and getting to this, that's good. But I think his defense has been pretty solid all year. Really. I think it's been pretty solid all year.
Yeah, I haven't had much complaints. His defensive mistakes haven't been as loud as they were last year.
Yeah, and his every metric is basically telling you his defense has been good to above average. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's positive, and his impact has been there all year. I get it. The numbers on his individual level have not, but the team plays better with him on the floor. They play better with him and Brunson on the floor. They play better with him on the floor than without Brunson. They play better when he's on the floor, regardless of how you feel about how he's been playing and all this stuff. They are a better team with him on the floor. They've been a better team with him on the floor than they have been with just Mitch on the floor, I believe. And he plays a lot of minutes. And guess what? If he didn't play, this team would be fucked at the center position. We saw it. We saw it in that Detroit game for the All-Star break when it was, and I know it wasn't just Karl-Anthony Towns that was out for that game, but Mitchell Robinson is great. Mitchell Robinson as a starting center in Big 2026 is not it. And then you're talking about Huck Porty being your backup center. And I'm not as down on Huck Porty as other people are, but I'm not comfortable with him being your fucking backup. He's part of your 48 minutes a night center rotation. No, absolutely not. So
I need to have my son doing them tennis ball drills.
But yeah, Carl's been great since the All-Star break, and hopefully he keeps it up. And I think he's had a really good season that has been he's been catching a lot of shit that I don't think is deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cat has turned the corner. I think ultimately, his impact's been there all season. He's been carrying a lot of these bench units, even when the ball's not going in the net. And obviously, the things that we talked about previously in the stream kind of contribute to the perception of him. But ultimately, he's still a good player with very good impact. He helps this team win. The defense hasn't been nearly as bad as it was last year because I feel like Mike Brown is putting him more spots where he gets played to up the level. I think at this point, it's just he's not getting you 40 points like he did last year and against the Bulls or the Heat or whatever. But he's still a consistent guy who can give you 20 points, who'll give you the rebounding. He can still pass a little bit. He can space the floor. He just does, again, a bunch of good little things. And that's all you need. That's really all you need from him.
Yeah, honestly. All right, we have a comment here from the D1995B. He says something that I've saw the last few games. I'm getting a bit worried about Brown's obsession with playing undersized guards in close games. Why are 3 to 4 dudes 6'4" or shorter on the floor? Figure that out, B. And I kind of alluded to this earlier, and I thought that it was encouraging actually yesterday that they were able to close the game with a smaller quote unquote lineup against a much bigger physical Houston team, a Houston team that kind of dominates the offensive rebounding side of things. And I think the Knicks still weren't really that good on the rebounding thing. The Rockets were still able to get multiple opportunities, but they just didn't convert. And the Knicks defense made them work for a lot of their shots, especially late in the fourth quarter. So I think as long as like the defensive intensity is there, no matter like what the size of guys are, because like Jose Alvarado's like 5'11" or something, like, and he was like one of the most physical and like dominating defensive players in that game against Houston. So I don't really have a problem with the height of players as long as the players that are on the court are giving a level of production that is conducive to winning.
I think this is pretty simple. Even if DOR was like in the rotation permanently, he has not shown that he consistently trusts him in not forget consistently. He hasn't shown that he trusts him in close game situations down the stretch ever. And that's fine. He's a 51st overall pick who's a rookie. Like, I think it's okay for a coach to just not trust a player like that in that situation. Mikal Bridges was terrible yesterday. Point blank, period. Like, maybe terrible stretch, but he was definitely invisible, is probably the best way to put it. And Josh Hart was terrible yesterday. Like, one of the worst games he's had in a long time, I thought. And at that point, who are you going to go with? Like, that's who he went with. He went with the guys that you would go with. Alvarado, Shaman.
That's what we've been pleading for years. Because if this was last year, we all know what 5 would have been on the court no matter what at the end of that game.
So, like, ideally, would you prefer if you had more size to put out there? Yeah, of course. Yeah, like you'd always prefer to have more size out there if it doesn't come at the expense of like spacing and skill sets and all those things.
So you're a size king?
Yes. But like, if they're not good, like if your options are better because regardless of height, then just go with those options. Like, I don't know. OKC is not a tall team and they won the championship. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, OKC will do some weird shit like run out lineups with like Dort, Caruso, Case and Wallace and shit like that. Those guys are all like 6'4" and below. But like they give you a level of intensity, especially in the defensive end, especially with the way they're allowed to guard teams too. So, as long, I mean, like I said with Jose Alvarado, he's like 5'11" and was like one of the most impactful defensive players in that game yesterday. So like size didn't really matter that much. I don't think. I think what matters more is like Shrin said, what you're getting out of guys. And like I feel like with the Knicks yesterday, especially in that fourth quarter, they were able to open up the floor offensively with having those 5 shooters out there. And that's what helped them win that game. All right, let's see what else we got here. Kenny Mayer says, some of these Brunson lineups lately feel very Thibs-like in the amount of faith that they are putting on JB to prop up the offense. Just because he can do it doesn't mean you should make it that hard. I think, Shwin, this is what you were alluding to in terms of the lineups that Sohan is being put in, and how, they're not really making life easier for anybody, especially Brunson.
Yeah. No, I Kenny's in the Discord. We've talked about it, so I agree. I've not liked it, and I'm all for experimenting, and this is part of it. Like, you're going to do stupid shit. No coach experiments perfectly. That's why they're experiments. You have to test things out and then see how it works. I think we have seen enough of Jeremy Sohan to at least understand if we want him out on the floor, we cannot play him with a bunch of backups or with Ariel Hukporti. I think at the bare minimum, we should understand that. And that should become part of the consideration when we are trying to figure out what lineups we want to put him in.
Yep.
Brandon Williams 9505. He says, I asked Hot Hand Theory this question, and I'll ask you guys. Do you guys think this is a likable team?
Yes, I like winning. More than I like losing.
I mean, this team has given us some really fun moments this year. They can be annoying. Every Knicks team is annoying, guys. I'm telling you guys, if you guys look at other teams' Twitter fan bases, they have moments where they don't like their team either, but like not to like say that they don't like their team at all. But they have moments where their teams annoy them. Like teams are gonna do annoying shit. Like I don't know. But yeah, I like this Knicks team.
I like the team. I don't really know what would be unlikable about them. Like, I mean, do I like them when they do stupid shit? Not especially, but I don't like any team when they do stupid shit. But I think they're a likable team. I think they're all individually seem like good guys anyway, from what we know about.
Except for Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about him personally. He is an Arsenal fan, so that's
yeah. I was gonna say like fucking Arsenal fan. Like, get the fuck.
Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan.
He's a gooner.
Like, yeah, he is a gooner. He is a gooner. Him and OG, both gooners.
Fucking loser.
But yeah, no, this is a likable team. I think they have a weird like it's very odd because I do think they're like a very professional team. Like, I'm not really ever worried about like, oh, I hope this guy doesn't get any trouble off the court or say some crazy shit that's going to like create an issue for us or anything like that. But like, they also have these games where you're just like, are you guys fucking serious right now? Like, what is going on? Yeah, like they have stretches. Like that 2-9 stretch is weird. There's no question. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Absolute most bizarre stretch set.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what was going on then. Did I like the team very much during that stretch? No, but like the majority of the season, what are they? They're fucking 36
and 21.
37 and 21? Is that right?
Yeah.
37 and 21. I think teams that are 37 and 21 are generally should be liked by their fan bases. This is a very competitive league now. Like, look around the league. Winning games is hard. There's a lot of good teams around the league. I know that people don't want to believe that for some reason and want to believe that, like, actually the East sucks and everybody in the West is better, even though the West keeps losing. I don't know. Yeah, apparently it doesn't matter that they lose. They're just better because OKC exists in the conference. The East is good. The Knicks are one of those very good teams. The Knicks can win the East. They can win a title. Nobody's ever going to convince me. Like, you're not going to convince me otherwise. Will they do it? I will just say they will because I'm a Knicks fan, but like, I don't know. But like, they're likable and they're good. And if individual losses throw you off so much that like you question, if you want to root for this team, if you want to fucking get rid of half the team, if you want to fucking
blow it up,
whatever you want to do, like, I mean, I guess, but yeah, I like this team. I like a lot of players in the team. They seem like good guys. They generally tend to.
I feel like this year's team is more likable than last year's team.
Yeah, because Tom Thibodeau's a very unlikable person.
I just think that like I feel more confident about this team hitting a ceiling that can result in a title than last year's team because as much as we just talked about some of this experimenting stuff being stupid and bad and whatever, the fact that you are experimenting, like that's part of the process.
It's gonna be ugly.
It's part of the process. Some of the stuff isn't gonna work. Some of it will work. And hopefully, and hopefully you figure out the stuff that works, figure out when it works, and when you get to the playoffs, you're able to deploy all those things in the best situations possible. That's what the regular season is for a team that is good, for a team that I don't think should be overly concerned about home court throughout the playoffs. That's not really the thing.
This team has shown way too much that they can win on the road. Like, I don't really care too much about that shit.
Yeah. So I'm good with this team. I enjoy them. They're cool.
Like, the only thing I'm concerned with about this team off the court is whether or not they go to the White House as they win a championship. And like,
I think there's only one guy we're really worried about.
Yeah, Josh Hart.
Yeah. I would say Mitch, but
no, it'd be like Mitch would be like, "Nah, I'm not with it," and then it'd be like Mitch and Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. But like, that's fine, whatever. Like Jalen Brunson would be like, it's a great honor to be in the White House.
All right, we have an interesting question here from Jordan Bob. Thoughts on KD's burner accounts and how his teammates and coach actually feel about him, in your opinion? Oh man. This is not the first time he's done this, by the way. So there's that. So I think his teammates should have some level of, they should be erring on the side of caution in any interactions they have with him. If the things that were said are truly him, which I actually do believe they are him, just based on the overwhelming amount of evidence that we've seen. I mean, it's obviously going to have an effect on their locker room. I mean, you know, speaking the way that he spoke about, you know, guys like Jabari and Sengun, you know.
Jabari got to fight him. Like, Jabari got to fight him.
Yeah, those is like fighting words. Especially when Jabari's actually been playing like pretty decent recently too. So it's like, maybe if you could like get your turnovers under control, maybe like you don't have to rely so much on Jabari Smith. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how Houston exits the playoffs, because that will eventually happen, and how Kevin Durant will handle that in the offseason, because, you know, he is a master of trade requests. So
yeah, Katie's a joke, and I'm happy I've been on the right side of history with KD for years. He's a clown. I would not want that guy anywhere near.
What he would do to the Knicks locker room this year would be insane. Like, people thought like last year the team had like locker room issues and like the whole ego thing that was going on. Like, that would be a whole, like, we would find out who people were talking about from Kevin Durant himself, because he would let it known in group chats with probably us.
You would love. It's always funny to just see like when people care about chemistry and when they don't, because it's like, oh, this team has so many, like, they got chemistry issues. Let's get Kevin Durant, and it's like, what? Like, how is that helping any? What team's chemistry is that?
Nuke in this gasoline-filled room.
Has that hasn't helped? That did not help the Warriors' chemistry. They just had enough talent that it didn't matter for a couple of years. Did not help the fucking Nets' chemistry. It did not help the Suns' chemistry. It has not helped the Rockets' chemistry. At some point, the problem is not everybody else. The problem is staring you in the eye, and the problem is Kevin Durant, who sucks and is a
He's
fucking
just a grown
loser.
man-child.
Yeah. Yep. He sucks.
Like,
that guy's a loser.
You can't be nearly 40 years old with no children, no wife, and be a good man.
Doesn't like to shower, doesn't like to moisturize, the signs were all there, by the way, for like
consistent online presence,
behavior.
Donations to Israeli drones. Like, there's just a lot of character flaws to go on.
Yeah, just a lot of villain tendencies.
Like, that man went to Silicon Valley and became a fucking like super villain. Like, he is basketball. He is basketball like Sluther.
That's where they're made. We do have another comment here from Jordan Bub. He asks about the thoughts on on the Cavs as they are our next opponent on Tuesday, which will be a game on Peacock. And the recent run-ups of late, thoughts on James Harden's fit in Cleveland as well.
James Harden,
they were great today.
Yeah,
great fit today. Looked great. He fixed all their problems, and they're perfect and they're ready to go. That's what Zach Lowe told me. So I have nothing to question there.
Like you know, when I get to the playoffs, you know who I really want with me in the trenches in the foxhole, like deep in those like game 6, game 7 kind of series.
Precious.
James Harden. Like, I always think to myself, you know what? I really want James Harden in the clutch in the playoffs. James
Harden in the clutch.
Exactly. Like, I love pressure situations in James Harden.
No, Schwinn, actually, do you want Precious or James Harden?
Oh, I take Precious because Precious be on the bench.
Who's from New York?
I cannot understand how people keep falling for the James Harden fucking
dog. They're falling for it again, and funny enough, some people are nicknaming it, Honeymoon Harden, and they'll be like, when honeymoon's over, you'll see what it's really like. But
so I think the trade was fine for them. Like, I get why they did it.
Cleveland, they didn't give up much. They gave up Darius Garland.
Yeah, like I get it. I think it's fine for them. I thought that Ellis, getting Ellis in that trade, just getting off Hunter was a good trade. Like, they're probably better now than they were before the trade deadline. I just don't know why I'm supposed to just like, oh yeah, they got James Harden, everything is good to go now. Like, I don't understand that.
Like, do we not remember his track record in series?
And the other part is like, why am I supposed to believe in this front court thing? Like Mobley came back today, and Jared Allen, who's been fucking like crushing while he was gone, went back to just like normal Jared Allen.
11 points.
Yeah, 11 points, 12, 13 rebounds. I forgot who tweeted it. I think its name is Anthony Lima or something, but he was like, which one of Evan Mobley's 2 rebounds today was your favorite? And I was laughing. But like it's like those things have not changed about their team. Like
Their front court is still soft as hell. If people want to talk about a team that is soft, look no further than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Did you watch that game today?
I did.
Did you listen to Richard Jefferson? Wouldn't shut the fuck up in the first half.
I had the volume low on purpose.
Bro, this guy kept talking the first half every time Dennis Schroeder touched the ball. And he's like, oh, like, you know, in the past, Cleveland hasn't had an edge, but like, you know, now with these guys that they've added, like it feels like they have it. And there was like that
Schroeder
play
is
when
turning over the ball and throwing it to OKC repeatedly.
Well, it was that play where like Topic, you know, accidentally hit him in the head.
Oh yeah.
And Schroeder like kind of got in.
Yes.
I was like, really? This is the thing. This makes them tough now. Like, and that's my entire thing with this whole toughness conversation is like, do I think there's value in having guys that are like shit stirrers? Yeah, I do. But the ultimate toughness that actually matters is like, can you go get a fucking rebound? Will you take a charge? Will you go drive into contact? And like those are the type of things that actually fucking matter as far as toughness in the league. I don't need guys like I don't need Isaiah Stewart. Okay, like I don't need guys that think like fighting people is a virtue and is like a skill in the modern NBA. Like it's not, and it's not actually valuable at all. So, like, you know, they still have all kinds of issues though. This Cleveland team, they don't have wings. They have like 2 wings in their roster. One of that, like Jalen Tyson. Their wings
are Dean Wade, Jalen Tyson,
and this fucking 2-way player Naquan Tomlin, who like everybody loves for some reason, and every time I watch him, I'm like,
he runs funny.
Yeah, and every time I watch him, I was like, how does anybody truly believe that this is like a player that we trusted in the postseason? Like, give me a break. And like, I think Jalen Tyson's pretty good, but I actually have I would throw this out there. I think like a loser of the Harden trade will be Jalen Tyson. I don't think he fits as well with him as he did with the way they were playing before the Harden trade. We'll see. Maybe
with a guy like that, it's like you're just gonna throw him into his like first ever playoff series potentially this year.
Yeah, right. That's the other thing.
And it's like
he hasn't been in the playoffs. And it's not like he's been in the league for 5 years and hasn't been in the playoffs, so like he's experienced or something. This is his second year in the league. Like he's not an even experienced player overall. So, you know, look, it doesn't mean that he can't do it, but it's a big question.
Not
it's a big
often
question
that you see guys like that be as impactful as they are in the regular season, be that impactful in the playoffs. Like he's probably somebody that's probably going to get cut from their playoff rotation, if anything, because like when the going gets tough, like Kenny Atkinson's probably going to be like, all right, I can only roll with like 7 guys at this point. And I don't know if that guy's going to be one of those guys. He might even run with like, you know, he's going to run with probably Keon Ellis or Dennis Schroeder, who's experienced in playoffs. He gives them that edge, as Richard Jefferson was saying today.
Like I don't know. I think that they have more pieces after these trades. I would, you know, gun to my head, I think they have more talent after these trades. Do I think all those things add up to like now they're more threatening to me in the East? Like no. Like that's the team I would like if you were like you get to play Detroit or Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, give me Cleveland all day.
Yeah, give me Cleveland all day. Like
Mitch versus Jared Allen and Evan Mobley part 2.
Yeah,
let's go.
Like I think Detroit is good. I think Detroit's probably they will and obviously have challenged us offensively more than any other team in the league. I really believe that. Like I think their defense will give us more problems than any other team in the league. So they will be our toughest opponent in the Eastern Conference no matter what, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, like gun to my head, like, yeah, I would much rather play fucking Cleveland than Detroit. And today was like, look, OKC made a lot of threes and, you know, obviously that helps the cause, but like they got bullied on the glass by fucking Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein and Jalen Williams and fucking, you know, Aaron Wiggins and Kenrich Williams. Like, I'm supposed to be super nervous about this team. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't get there. Donovan Mitchell, like, this guy has exclusively played with like all-stars and defensive players of the year and everything, and he can't get out of the second round. He's the only guy, by the way, only star that could never get out of the second round and never catches any shit for it. No, there's never Donovan Mitchell's fault. It's never his fault. How could it be Donovan Mitchell's fault?
Doesn't
Rudy
have
Gobert
talent.
did it. Fucking
Garland.
Evan Mobley did it. Jared Allen did it. It's never me. Not me. Don't look at me.
Darius
Don't look
Garland.
at me. Don't look at me unless I'm at Citi Field trying to aura farm like a fucking loser.
This comment here from Omar Yusuf. Can y'all imagine if Kevin Durant seeks a retirement tour? It's going to go as well as probably Chris Paul's was. I'll say that much.
What team would you want to see KD do a retirement tour with?
Oh my god, that's such a fascinating question.
It really is. He doesn't have a home.
He really does.
He's gonna. I genuinely think he's gonna retire. The only team that's gonna retire his jersey is Brooklyn, because they have no. What are they gonna do?
The Thunder will.
Will they?
Will they though?
Yes.
I'm not
Didn't
sure.
they give his number to
Actually,
PJ
you're right,
Dozier
right.
after he
They
left?
did retire fucking Nick Collison's number. So
Yeah,
Probably
like
right.
and Golden State's gonna retire his number, but like, I mean, he's probably gonna do like a retirement tour with the Wizards or some shit.
That's so pitiful. The
Like,
corpses of Anthony Davis, Trae Young, and Kevin Durant for his retirement tour.
I want KD to do a retirement tour, like whatever year that he decides this is my last year in the league. I want him to do a retirement tour with whichever team is supposed to have like the fun young rising core. That's what team
Detroit.
I want KD to do a retirement.
Detroit.
No,
So he
like
can
that's
destroy it.
that's like now. But I'm saying like whatever year that this happens. Like if it was this year, no, it'd be like if it was this year, it'd be Charlotte, right? Like how quickly could KD ruin the vibe? Like somehow Miles Bridges hasn't ruined the vibes in Charlotte. And fucking KD 100% will. Like no doubt about it.
Cock and Apples, like Bill Simmons, like might legitimately go save Cock and Apple himself. He's gonna drive him. You Con, please request a trade. You can't do it here.
Yeah.
I want to see KD be LaMelo's vet. I just want to see how they go for a season.
Oh my god, that's like peak chaos.
How LaMelo could be his driver.
Like imagine LaMelo teaching KD about the joys of fatherhood.
And driving yourself around.
Get off my Dickerson.
Get off my. Like what are
You know
the?
when he made you know when he made that like that handle too, he was like, dude.
He
this
thought it
is
was so
fucking
clever.
awesome. Yeah,
He
this
thought it
is
was so
fucking awesome.
clever.
The funny thing is the profile picture. Like really,
No, nobody will ever figure out this is me.
that mad black thought ass profile picture. Like, like what are you doing, bro?
He is so corny.
That's such like, dude. Oh my god, like, that's so Katie. Like,
Yo.
Oh man. Look, KD sucks. He sucks. Who do we play? We have Cleveland next. We play
Yeah,
on Tuesday.
Cleveland.
Great.
That's why
But
Jordan.
this is a great win for us for a particular reason.
no,
Obviously, you hope we win on Tuesday anyway. But
I'm in the hotel room.
Whoa. You underwater? Terry's just lagged the hell up. What the hell
yeah,
is
I
that?
was like, is that me? But we're playing Cleveland Tuesday. That's why I thought this game was important to win, just because like we have a game. We're a game ahead of them now, a full game ahead of them in the standings. Even if we lose that game, we're technically still ahead of them because we won the season series 2-0. So it was important to get this win and stay ahead. But look, I think the Knicks have a great opportunity on Tuesday to put some
Make a
distance to
statement.
them in Cleveland. Yeah,
And make a
also, yeah,
statement.
like you said. Yeah, make a statement. Like, look, if we're gonna do this whole fucking thing where every time we lose to Detroit, it's like, you know, this fucking like the most important game of our lifetime. Then fine. Then like I want Cavs fans to be treated like if we win on Tuesday. I want to hear that too.
I want to see them be distraught.
Oh my God, we lost to the Knicks. Now we can never beat them. This is the worst day of my life. Like,
and they've already been feeling like that since the last time we played them in the playoffs. Like every time they see Mitchell Robinson, they're like, "Oh shit." So it's like
Daddy. That's Dad.
him and Josh Hart.
That's their father and grandfather right there.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, if every time that we play the Pistons, we treat it as like life or death, I feel like, against the Cavs, it should be the same way as well because we're ahead of them. So,
and like, look, last year they obviously smoked us every fucking time, basically. But this year, look, the first game of the year, I don't know, whatever. It's the first game of the year. I don't think it matters. But last time, obviously, we come back, play them Christmas Day, come back, beat them in kind of like I don't know. That was a fun game in a lot of different ways. It was a weird game. Knicks win the game. It's a terrible loss to them, really, all things considered. And now we have a new look Cleveland team, who is, obviously they've got KD, they got Keon Ellis, who everybody thought, every fan base of every team that was not the Kings wanted this guy on their roster at the trade deadline. So
Lakers fans were like basically like about to like jump off like a bridge because they didn't.
They replaced it with Killian Hayes, former lottery pick.
No, I mean Lakers fans were about to jump off a bridge because they didn't get Keon Ellis.
They should jump off a cliff just because they're Lakers fans. That's fine. But they should also just do it because it's like that. What are they? They're fucking 35-23 or something now.
They lost today too to whatever.
Yeah, so whatever their record is after that, but like they're whatever they are, they're probably like the 7th or 8th best record in the league. I don't know off the top of my head. They are pretty easily the team I like watching the least in the entire league.
They're so boring.
They're awful to watch. They are miserable. They're constantly complaining. Everybody complains too. It's like not just the players. Every time they showed JJ Redick, I'm like, how do you look like you're fucking
baby
KKK all the time? How is that possible? Like he's just constantly mad. I'm like, Jesus, like he's always like, it always feels like he is.
I mean, I think their fans are miserable watching them too. I mean, their fans like, have you seen their like in the arena when like a highlight play happens, like how dead that crowd is? Like I don't even think they enjoy watching them.
It's a bunch of transplants. So,
but like even then, I mean, there's just no. You know what it is? The thing is, the worst kept secret.
They feel soulless.
The worst kept secret is that Lakers fans fucking hate LeBron. That's like the real thing. That's true. Lakers fans hate LeBron because they're all Kobe fans, and Kobe fans hate LeBron. So like, there's that whole thing going on. Luka is like new, but man, every time I catch like, when you're on Twitter, you see like these, some of these random, like it'll either be like Pitless basketball or Brett Usher. But Brett Usher will also have like, oh, I clipped Marvin Bagley's layups in the last 2 months. They're sick. I'm like, all right, man. But you'll get these like Luka Doncic 2020, 2021 highlights or something. And you're like, watch that guy. And you're like, when you catch those and you're like, and you watch him now, like, dude, what the fuck happened to you?
It feels so soulless.
Yeah, like you are 26 and you play like you're 32. Like he already plays like old man Harden, and you're in your prime. They're just a miserable watch. They're not, and they're just everybody on the team complains. You can tell that LeBron's checked out, which like whatever. I mean that's fine. That's his prerogative, but like it's obvious he's checked out. He gave some weird ass quote today about Jaylen Brown after the game. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes,
he's like, yeah, he was like, yeah, we were cool. We're cool, except for that time he said something about Bronny. And I was like, what? like, dude, did you really just say that out loud?
Like in public.
He's like, I don't know.
No, he said the intrusive thought in his head.
Yeah. If I was Bronny, I'd just be like, yo, can you shut the fuck up, dude? It's like, please just leave me in your will and don't talk about me ever in public. Those are the only 2 things I ask of you. yeah, I don't know. The Lakers, they're terrible. They're a terrible watch. They're a terrible watch. And yeah, I don't know. I think you said it. Somebody said it in the chat, but like they might actually be the least likable team, good team that's ever existed. Like they're just. I mean, are they even good? Do they still have a net negative rating? Like, I don't understand their record. Nothing about them makes sense.
They're
They're
not pleasant.
Does anybody really believe they're going to win a playoff series? Like, I don't.
No.
I don't think there's a chance. I don't
I
think
don't
there's
even
a chance
think it
they're gonna
matters
playoff series.
who they match up with.
Like, I kind of want to see them play the Timberwolves again because that was fucking hilarious. It was just a beatdown. You're like,
It
wow.
made Julius Randle look good. Like you know how hard that is to do, make Julius Randle look good
In the playoffs?
in the playoffs.
I forgot about this. This actually might have been the funniest thing.
Dog, that was the funniest thing from those screenshots. The Michael Irving pick with this.
Yeah. Katie's holding. I'm like, I would pay money
To see those film sessions.
Yeah, Adrian Gregg says Katie talking about holding Curry kind of on film. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd pay really good money.
Because you know Iggy was like looking at him like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, there's at least
Steph was probably too busy drafting up like letters to make sure that homeless people can't get homes.
meanwhile
Like,
like
what?
Iggy and Draymond are like willing to die for him at like any moment, which is like fair, but also
They owe their careers and contracts to that man.
yeah, for real.
Clay's just like fucking way too stoned. He's like, I don't even know what's going on here. But like, yeah, that Katie's just when I saw that, I was like, bro, you know what? It reminded me. You guys probably remember this, but when there was this article that came out like right before the 2012-13 season, the Knicks. So it was like about Carmelo Anthony. It's about this whole fucking thing about like how he basically had all the power within the Knicks organization. And it like outlined some of these reasons why they let Jeremy Lin go. And one of them was, it was like this anonymous quote from this guy that was like, yeah, like we'll be in practice and Carmelo won't run the play the way it's supposed to be run. And Jeremy would tell him like, no, we're not doing it like that. We're going to run it this way. And I was like, that never happened. Like that never happened. I promise you that
And
never
then they'd be like,
happened.
oh, that's why he hated Jeremy Lin and shit like that.
Yeah. And I'm like, but it's like, I remember reading it and immediately just being like, there's literally no way that happened where Jeremy Lin was challenging fucking Carmelo Anthony in practice about like, we're going to run the play this way. Like, no, you didn't.
Well, he's on like a veteran's minimum.
Yeah. Like, no, you didn't. Like you sat there and were like, oh, Carmelo, can I get you a Gatorade, sir? Like that's what you did at practice, dude. Like, give me a break. Because that's what that reminded me of when I read that. I was like, that didn't happen. Like, you did not hold anybody accountable in film. Because if KD started holding people accountable in film, you could just pull up like any fucking offensive rebound the other team got, and there's a 50% chance it was KD's fault. Like, they're like, give me a break. KD only people accountable.
That was one of the funniest things ever. All right. I think that ends things off for today's show. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like and comment and subscribe. My brain is malfunctioning at the moment. The Knicks play on Tuesday. They play also on Friday. They play the Bucks. Then they also play on next Sunday against the Spurs at 1:00, which we will probably have a post-game show after that game. That game will be at MSG. 1:00 game on ABC. So we'll see how the Knicks come out for that one. Hopefully they are ready. This will be the third time playing the Spurs this year and the second time that it will count. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they come out like they did the last time they played the Spurs in the regular season, but they actually finished the game strong instead of last time. But yeah, everyone, and make sure you are staying warm as the snow is, holy shit, continuing to come down. I don't have work tomorrow, so thankfully there's that. But anyways, yeah, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, check out all the links in our description to everything that we are doing here at the Strickland. Anything you guys want to plug before we?
I'll plug this. Schwinn Jamal Bowman was on my job the other day. Told him to get back on the pod sometime soon. Yeah. Let him just tell him to DM me, man, if you ever see him again. Get him on. Plug that. Jamal, if you're watching, let me know.
Yep.
Are you working remote tomorrow, Sam?
They gave us a classic snow day. No remote.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yep.
So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna sleep in, fucking
Sleeping.
jerk off?
No. Do homework. And I'll probably stream. I'm now streaming on Twitch, so if anyone wants to chat some NBA with me while I play some video games on Twitch.
You're gonna get clavicular on?
No. Hell no. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?
Are you gonna be gesture gooning on there?
No. You mean having fun? Because that's what that means. But yeah, no, I will be on Twitch probably tomorrow. Link is in my Twitter bio. So if you guys want to,
people want to know what you're streaming.
When am I going to be streaming tomorrow?
Yeah. No, what are you going to be streaming? When?
Probably in the afternoon. After I have some breakfast and do some other stuff. I will probably be playing either Marvel Rivals or I will be playing the Walking Dead game. I'm finishing that up. So if anyone wants to see me do that, talk some NBA with me, I'll be doing that. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to help you get Puka Nacua on the show too. So
I appreciate that. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next Sunday. Peace.